Over the past 10 years, not one person has told me that they've used this workout split. But it's the only way that I've ever trained, and it still works. So today, I'm going to be breaking it down for you. Sometimes when you're really passionate about getting results, things can get a little bit complicated. You may spend hours researching different workout splits. You may have actually been trying one for a while, but you haven't seen any results, so you're wondering if you're doing something wrong. Maybe you need to work out more, maybe you need to work harder, maybe you need to work a bit longer, or maybe you feel like you're actually overtraining. I only ever train about 4 days a week, and my strength sessions are about 45 minutes to an hour and a half. But I train in a very specific way to achieve and maintain my results year round. And when I break it down to you, it should make sense to you why I do it the way I do it. So as I said, I like to train 4 days a week. I only go more if I feel a little bit bored or if I'm a bit stressed out and I feel like the gym could help me de-stress. But it tends to be in a format like this where day 1 and day 2 is when I work out. Day 1 maybe Monday, day 1 maybe Tuesday, it may be whenever. But then I tend to rest in between, take 2 more days on and then rest. And on these rest days, if I'm going to go in, as I said, I'll be doing very light work, maybe a bit of cardio, maybe practicing my calisthenics moves or whatever it is. The reason I don't like training more than 4 days is because you have to remember that for muscles to grow, it requires 2 things. Number 1, it needs to be toned through the stimulation. That's what we're doing on all these days when we're working out in the gym. And that's moderately fast because for me, it takes 45 minutes to an hour and a half to get through my strength session, which is where I'm tearing all the muscles, in comparison to the second thing that's needed for muscles to grow, which is repairing those muscles, which is just rest and recovery at the end of the day. So I need to give myself sufficient time for my muscles to actually repair so they can come back stronger and bigger. A lot of people don't like accepting this, and I do understand because they're very driven towards achieving their goal. They may think all they need to do is work out more, but in fact, working out is only half of the job. So my aim is to hit each muscle group twice a week, right? A lot of people have pull day or upper body day or whatever it is where they're working biceps, and I don't know what else they normally work with it, but say they're working just biceps. I can't imagine just working that once a week, because then across a month, it's only 4 times a month. For me, it just doesn't feel like enough to expect decent change. So yeah, this is what I aim for, working each muscle group, my arms, my shoulders, my chest, my back, my legs, everything twice a week. So therein lies the problem, right? Some of the muscles in the upper body alone, not even considering legs yet, how do I hit it all twice a week whilst giving my body enough time to actually rest and recover so my muscles can actually come back stronger? And how do I do that without needing 3-hour-long sessions? Right, for example, day 1 you may do shoulders, buys and tries, which is what some people do, which is cool. On day 2 you do chest, abs, back and forearms. So now you've hit all muscle groups once for the week across 2 days, all upper body muscle groups. And then you can do legs, shoulders, buys, tries, chest, abs, backs, forearm again, rest, legs. So you're in the gym 6 days a week here, which is quite hard to keep up consistently. In my opinion, it's all about consistency and momentum. So you want something that's sustainable. This doesn't seem to be that sustainable. So yeah, that's the problem. I'm not going to get into all the other workout splits and talk about the upsides and downsides to them. Instead, I'm just going to talk about what I do. So this is how I work out, right? And I do this for a very specific reason. Day 1 tends to be the day that I do back and shoulders. As I said, I like doing 4 days a week, 2 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on. So day 1, back and shoulders. Day 2, legs. Day 3, chest and arms, meaning buys, tries, and forearms. And day 4, I'm doing legs again. Now, whenever I'm doing my upper body, I'll always do abs as well. And whenever I'm doing lower body, I'll also do cardio. Unless it's low intensity cardio, like doing incline walks and whatnot, I can do that on every day if I want, or I can do that on rest days or whatever it is. But if I'm doing more intense cardio like sprints, intervals, high intensity workouts, then that tends to be on leg days. Now it may just sound like I'm doing the upper body, lower body workout split, but it's that taken to another level. Let me explain. When I'm working my upper body, I've got my primary muscle groups that I'm working that day, but I've also got the secondary muscle groups as well. So on my back day, of course, the primary muscle that I'm targeting is my back. But a secondary muscle that tends to be hit with a lot of those exercises are my biceps. Think pull-ups or seated rows. So when I work back, I've hit my back and biceps, and then when I work shoulders, I'm hitting shoulders, and the secondary muscle groups are triceps and chest, right? Think about dips or shoulder press or planche push-ups. When you're working your shoulders, you're inadvertently working your triceps and your chest as well. And I've also done abs. And on day one, I've hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 muscle groups in my upper body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In fact, forearms is hit as well when I'm doing my pull-ups and stuff like that. Me primarily, I do calisthenics. So that's all of the upper body muscles hit on day one, right? Not all of it has been the primary focus of my workout on day one, but it's all been hit on day one and stimulated. And then I do legs twice a week as well. But this whole breakdown of primary muscles and the secondary muscles that are being stimulated on this workout day can be broken down for legs as well. And of course, on chest and arms day, it's the same thing but flipped backwards. I'm going to be doing abs as well, but then biceps is my primary focus, and whilst I'm working biceps, I'm inadvertently hitting my back as well. Whilst I'm working my triceps and chest, my shoulders are also being stimulated. And then the one day off in between that I like to give gives my upper body at least 2 days to recover before I start hitting those muscles again. I primarily do calisthenics as a form of exercise. I love my pull-ups, my muscle-ups, my levers, and I feel like training like this works very well for me with my calisthenics, because with calisthenics it takes multiple muscle groups to perform moves. It's not like bicep curls where it's completely isolated and nothing else is being touched at all. Every muscle group is torn to a greater or lesser extent and repaired twice a week. For me, it doesn't need to be any more complicated than this. I've always trained like this, and this is how I still train to this day, and it works. So give it a try. Take what you like and you agree with, leave what you don't like, and tweak it to fit you. If this helps, subscribe to my channel if you want more tips on staying fit.